Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Thank you for tuning in again like you always have and always do. And hopefully we pray that you continue to, because here, serving a slice of everyday life is what RDDC is all about. For any questions, show requests, or feedback, as always, reach us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com, and as well as realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. That's realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. You can check out our insights, about me section, scroll over the page, some wonderful multiple pages and different ones, and also links from our sponsors that are launching, as we said in our previous episodes, givemeallthat.com, and much more. You get so much free giveaways because you are RDDC family and participant, and we appreciate your feedback and love. You can check us out at Real Double Dose channel on Instagram, and as well as RDDC Lex Team on Facebook, and our different links are also located on our SoundCloud as well as our Blogspot and the About Me section at the bottom. You can find our links to our books and so much more. Please, we love your support. And disclaimers and anything else that you need to find, those links are available too. You can also check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio. You also have Spreaker.com, Blueberry, Spotify, and much more. SoundCloud and etc. I don't even know right now. I'm probably missing about 4 other platforms, but we're rolling out the YouTube as well with YouTube. So I just want to put that out there. We've done it, and this is going to be wonderful because this needed to be out here. This is hashtag Little Fish, Big Fish. Yes, I said it. Hashtag, the segment is hashtag Little Fish, Big Fish. Now, it is said that anytime we try to be anyone else or anybody else other than the best version of ourselves, we will always be secondary. Now, I'm free-handing this mic so you can understand the fluctuation of the mic, but it's, you got to move and serve life with everyday life, right? Serve slices. So hashtag Little Fish, Big Fish. Now, I do believe that anytime we're trying to replicate or become something else or someone else, not something, because we can always recreate ourselves, but we're trying to mimic someone down to the T of who they are, we can never do that. We might be able to pull off the look, but we're not going to pull it off all the way because we're not that person. We're not meant to do exactly what that person does. So we will always be secondary in that category of that. There's nothing wrong with copying, understanding, copying different elements of the perception, but not trying to duplicate exactly what it is. There's a fine line. Now, the little fish, big fish, you probably will hear me say big fish, little fish, whatever. It still goes, you know how I am. Come on. We're just serving it up. So this came from one of the episodes on Goldcast, and I believe you can find them also on YouTube, and they have really good, insightful things. I did not get the gentleman's name, but I know already he's a brown man, and he was pretty cool talking about, how his mother passed away and different things and so much. But he opened it up with a story. And it was basically the story of a man who went fishing, and there was a little boy watching the man, and the man kept throwing the big fish away every time he caught one, and all the little fish he put in the cooler. So I guess once the storm came in and something happened with him trying to go dock up the boat, the little boy asked him, like, what are you doing? Like, what do you mean? The guy's looking at him like, what do you mean? He's like, why are you throwing the big fish away? I've been watching you this whole time, and every time you got a big fish, you threw it back. And every time you got a little fish, you put it in your cooler. And basically, the man had to tell him, my frying pan is too small for these big fish. So I kept all the little fish because they're just the perfect size that I can work with. It's just like we keep ourselves only, with the smallness that is surrounding us. And we never are willing to keep the big fish and the opportunities that are waiting. That's how it is, because our frying pan is too small. What he said, hashtag, was facts, never fiction. It's too small. We're not allowing ourselves to put anything bigger than that in our visual standpoint and our understanding of the mindset. And I'm trying to say that as clearly as possible because it's something for each and every one of us to look at. I know that I've seen hundreds and thousands of people tune in. Like I said before, 1 equals 1 million, and I'm praying that one of you can take something from any of this. It doesn't have to be multitudes, although that would be hopeful and wishful and thankful even more. It's still the fact that I know at least one of your listening ears and your heart are definitely in sync with what's going on with the show. And I just want to tell you specifically, if that is you that is listening right now, or you all whoever else is in tune and already see the way you are, down from the bottom part of my heart and our hearts, Tony, Anthony, and I, Sheila, we absolutely adore you. And hopefully once we get the YouTube channel and things reached out, you can let us know who you are or your links or whatever else, so we can just kind of give you more of a different advantage on having some intense training courses for free, having a nice little time out for us on one of our soirees we're having, and just be pampered, because we love people who love us just as well, and we love all those who are out here tuning in right now. So I mean, the little fish, hashtag little fish big fish, I mean, you kind of understand the concept of that. And I understood first, I was like, what does he mean, the big fish? I was kind of confused. I was thinking to myself, little fish big fish, okay, and I don't think that's not the title of it, but from what I got from it, that's what I was like, well, I'm going to share this too. Share what you have for knowledge and peace and understanding. Don't just hold on to it and be afraid of someone else taking and running off with it. The whole goal of life is to pass something on, pass the torch. So ultimately, that is where we're at. And I look at the fact that how many times, from that story that gentleman shared, how many times have we given ourselves this little frying pan? I know I'm really guilty of it, okay? Let's be realistic here. I'm very guilty of that in different ways, where I have a small pan, a medium pan, and a big pan. Now, here's what I do with my pans, right? Theoretically speaking, is the small pan, I put all my little, miniaturette fishes in there, and I'm trying to flip them and broil them and fry them, thinking I can go ahead and add them to the medium pan once I cut up some onions and some green pepper and some spices, right? Combine that over to a bigger pan so they can all fit and marinate with the little fishes that I had in the small pan. So my idea is to be able to have the bigger pan as more of something for a base to add some potatoes or some rice, or do something to add all them together, or some angel hair pasta, for example. But at the end of the day, that's the big swoop. I'm thinking, because I'm catching all these little fish and putting them in a small pan and frying them, I'm doing some extra talented things. And I'm thinking, because I'm cutting and sauteing up the vegetables and putting them in the medium pan, I'm doing even bigger, because I'm about to transfer these fish over here and hopefully everything comes together. But then I'm thinking, oh man, this pasta might swell up, it might get huge, it might be over dry, it might be too al dente, it might be so many things that come together. I have to season it correctly, hope it doesn't turn into mush, and I'm overthinking things. And I'm putting so much pasta in this whole huge pan, but I'm never even boiling it or tending to it. It's just sitting in the largest pan that I have, waiting for everything else from the small to the medium to transfer to it. So that's what I look at from the things that we have to pursue, the things that we have to do. Ultimately, when it comes down to spirituality, emotionally, mentally, physically, and the SIMP life, I've always said, the SEMP, spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. That SIMP life is almost simply simple if we really look at what it is from the understanding point of what it is, basically. I know we've all learned in some way what it is to lose someone or lose something or be hurt. We've all learned some kind of measurement of hurt, okay? Even if it's to the point where you're at it, where you, oh, well, Lex, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, at the same time, what if you wanted to go outside real bad and you really wanted to go to a picnic, for example, and all of a sudden it just rained everywhere? You could go dancing in the rain and have a great time. Hopefully, be careful of thunderstorms. But I'm saying you could make the best out of it, or you could just say, hey, I'll have a picnic inside. But either way, it might have got your hopes down for a minute. But I do know, and I understand the fact that we have to stop playing small. That's what it comes down to. Hashtag little fish, big fish. Because little fish comes first. They come little before they get medium and before they get big. That is the way they go. Just like ourselves. We're seeds. We're seeds, and we grow in the womb, and we grow up, and we start walking and talking and moving and running, and now we're adults, right? Or we're supposed to be, at least by number. So no shade, but that was shade for out there who wants shade. But I'm just saying, I wanted to basically put the facts of life out there. Why are we getting, let's look at this perspective. We ask ourselves, right? Why are we getting so many little fish and only limiting ourselves to only believe that we're capable of these little fish? Or maybe we're getting these little fish thinking that we accumulate enough, we'll be able to make one big fish. But how much energy is it going to take to get all these little fishes, throwing all these big ones away? That's the same thing as people saying for online selling. We tried the hustle and flow kind of episodes. That might come back later on from the YouTube series that's coming on. But at the same time, get the money game. But at the same time, you look at this and you're like, man, Okay, so I have all these fishes lined up, and I have the big fish, and the big fish could take out all of them. And people say, well, why am I going to sell e-com or whatever else? Why should I sell 1,000 little items for $10 a piece when I can sell 4 or 5 items for $1,000 a piece? Makes sense. Some people see that as more challenging. Well, I believe in my mind, from where I'm thinking the person's thinking, or we're thinking, it's easier for me to go put my credit card out and buy something for $9.99 online, which is true for a lot of people. They don't think very much deep into it. But at the same time, I wouldn't think about buying $1,000, kayak or something, for example. But at the same time, we're not those people looking for a kayak. We're not those people who are dead set on spending even $3,000 to $4,000 on that kayak. We're only looking at it from our own standpoint of what we wouldn't do. And it's not the point of what we would do. It's the point of what the opportunity itself will do for the person that's looking for the opportunity. Let me put that out there again. It's what the opportunity presents for the person who's looking for the opportunity, and what they are willing to do for that issue of the opportunity to be theirs. That is a sum of it all, and the sum of so many things. I need to ask myself, and when I look in the mirror again, Lex, stop playing small. And it's like the same thing we just said before. I think it was Michelle Williams. I can't say her name. It's a beautiful name, Ann Williams something. With that, why do we have fear in ourselves, or what is not to fear? So much like that. It was her poem or whatever it is. It's really not whatever it is, but it is what is our greatest fear. Anyway, it's a beautiful poem, beautiful words, beautiful, motivation, everything. And my mind's just not too hip on remembering so many things right now. I'm more good with just destination, places, and faces. The other things come sometimes, but right now I'm in the zone. I'm feeling the energies. You can tell it's not just my Spanish Harlem lingos coming out. It's the energy I feel behind the force of what's moving this show right now. Hashtag little fish, big fish. What are the big fishes that you see yourself have put back? Even if it's to the point where you're saying, man, I really want to go ahead and pursue this, but I just don't think it's going to work out right now. I have too many things that I have to get together for that to work out, and I have too many things on my plate. But at the same time, we need to spread all that out and sift through it. And I believe they said something, I don't know if it's Warren Buffett, but they had something about Warren Buffett looks at the immediate list. I think it was Darren Hardy had said something about he has an immediate list of things that are relevant, like important right now, and the things that can wait. Now for him, he threw away the things that could wait, like really weren't super huge, and he focused on the things that are really important. Some people say I would hold on to these as a mental note, which I probably would, and look at it like, okay, I'll get to these some other time, but right now here's the big fish. And I see myself, even though a lot of us write these things down and have it, we're like, okay, we got a game plan. We always let everything else throw us off course. Why? Because our habitual habits of telling ourselves that it's not going to work out is already there. The negative's already been planted. It's the understanding of being able to uproot this heavy negativeness. Like, it's negativity at a fine root. We can't just chop off the head and say it's going to be a beautiful day, because the root is still there ready to grow. We have to recondition ourselves and start actually implementing these things. Okay, we have a little fish, but I need the big fish now. And not to the point where you're forcing it, but to understand when the big fish comes around, even if we fail, okay, that is one step closer to us being able to get to our destination. Now, someone once said that our failure is not the success. Excuse me. I believe it was our failure is not how many times we've basically let our quote wanting successes down. It's the point of how many times we tried to fail to get there in order to make the success itself. That is the success. So people say, well, I can fail a million times, Lex. Does that mean I'm successful? It means one thing, you're successful in trying and continually not letting yourself down. That's one thing it does mean. And the second thing, what it means is basically saying, hey, I know that I'm going to complete this, and I'm going to complete it to the fulfillments of what I've seen it and I feel it as, because I claim it, and the creator of all beings and the creator of all things. That's what it means. And the success is obtaining the very thing that you keep failing or failing forward to get. That's what we all have to understand. How many little fish are we accumulating to keep us away from the one big fish that is waiting for us, so we can just wipe out all the little fish? Now, we're not talking about just the bills and the household and all these things that come along with what we have on this life with Caesar's law on earth, We're talking about simply having something in place to where it's saying, hey, all of these things will be added unto you. That's the truth. I mean, the greatest book and the greatest literature in history, from the greatest ones that'll ever be, has put that down there already. It's more than just a focal point, it's a point of doing. Because even though we say, man, we really want this car, we really want this car, we really want this job, we really want this job, we really want this, yeah, that's fine, but are we taking the steps necessary to prepare for it? If we're sitting and saying we want a car and the car does show up somehow magnificently way in the universe, have we thought about how we're going to put gas in it if we don't have any money? Have we thought about having an oil change? We haven't thought about that. If we're saying we really want this job, have we thought about commuting or having some proper clothes to wear or being able to get ourselves training for that job if they don't prepare it or what they want to see what we have to offer? You know, it all has a level. It all has some kind of simulation to it. But what I end this with is hashtag little fish, big fish. Is how many little fish are you going after because you believe that that's the only thing you can obtain or you're worthy of at this point right now, or you're keeping yourself back from, or you're allowing yourself to keep having little fish thrown at you because you're not going for the big fish, or circulating yourself in the pond of where the big fish are already waiting to be snatched up on. You know, you're fishing reel. That's what I want to ask all of us at this point right now. How many big fish have we thrown away? But let's not dwell on that, though. The point is not to dwell and say, oh, okay, I've missed all my opportunities. The point is to say, man, look, next time this opportunity comes, I'm on it. I don't care. Whatever I have to do to get my best foot forward, I'm on it. Because I have a lot of people I know, a lot of things that go through. Even myself sometimes before, it would be like, why am I in this situation? I shouldn't have to deal with this or that. I know the keys, or at least I know how to reach out to those who have the keys to get myself out of this. And it's not as big and heavy and financially weighing as I'm making it out to be. But yet the paradigm of me always being in this, you know, at the time, it's struggling relationship or struggling mindset or this I don't have issue kept me from going there because of the fear that was kept within myself. The false evidence appearing real. I'll repeat again, fear, the false evidence appearing real. And I'll end this with saying Tony Robbins, I believe he said this, I know I remember that, but he said it's not, people always look at, I don't have enough resources to do this. I want to go into real estate, but I don't have this. I want to go marketing, but I don't have this. I want to do. But, and at least 9 times out of 10, will I say, and from what I believe, I know the same thing he says, which is, it's not how many resources we have, it's how resourceful we are. It's more than just going on Google and checking out a link and saying, okay, that's it. There's thousands and millions of pages on Google. There's somewhere in there, someone's trying to be found that could help you out. There's someone out there who's on the same mission as you. There's some comment that's waiting that has something to say, hey, can we link up and talk? There's someone out there always willing to reach out, especially us. We love you guys. And it's not all about, hey, how much you can pay us. It's about how much we can give you to plant your seed. So therefore, our payback when your harvest comes can be even greater, because we know that they are part of the journey just as well as you are with all of us. So I want to say hashtag little fish, big fish. This is your girl, your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart always. You can check us out at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com and realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com. And that is going to be what we have right now. Once again, sign up for our giveaways. You're wonderful. You're blessed. You're amazing. Be the change. Feel the passion. Embrace the power of that wonderful spirit, that ambiance all around us. And hashtag little fish, big fish. Let's put down the little fish and get to that big fishes that's waiting for us all. And then we'll come back and talk about it. But until then, we love you. You're amazing and always blessed. And we'll be back with you soon.